Explained by the Billy Meier contacts. Mysteries, myths, legends, conspiracy theories, historical inaccuracies, and more. Compiled by David Chance, revised October 18, 2023.
Rembrandt van Rijn and Saskia van Uylenburg. Contact Report 212.
Then a question about Rembrandt. It is said over and over again that not all of the paintings attributed to him come from him. Do you know anything about this, since you still concern yourself with the earthly art of painting?
Around Rembrandt, whose real name was Rembrandt Harmens van Rijn, different stories grew, even during his own lifetime. He was born in Leiden on 7/15/1606, and he died in Amsterdam on 10/4/1669. Already at the youthful age of 15, he took painting lessons with the well-known history painter at the time, Jacob van Swanenburg, after which he gained further inspiration from various other painters, and from this developed his own painting direction and created various works in his typical fashion. In 1634, he married Saskia van Uylenburg, who already died, however, in 1642. She was a woman who was extremely talented in the art of painting, but she did not appear publicly with her ability, but only exercised it in secret, together with her husband, whose style fascinated her and whose style she adopted. In this form, she created quite a number of very good works, which were indistinguishable from those of her husband, and which also will not be distinguished for all times. She also made etchings in this manner, for which Rembrandt gave his name as well as for the paintings made by his wife. So, for example, the alleged self-portrait of Rembrandt, the related etching of 1639, Link, was not sketched by himself, as also several others were not, but by his wife, Saskia, who mastered his style perfectly. Also, concerning the double portrait with Saskia Link, only half of this comes from his art, for only the portrait of his wife traces back to his hand, while his portrait beside her is the work of his wife. In addition, there are various works that are imitations of Rembrandt's style on the part of several of his students. Several have been recognized in modern times as such style imitations of expertise, but some of the surviving imitations are so perfect that they cannot be recognized as such. This especially applies to those works that trace back to Rembrandt's wife, because she mastered his style and technique perfectly. As an example, it is to be said that out of all existing Rembrandt etchings, only 178 of these trace back to his own art, while a further 111 must be attributed to his wife. All the rest trace back to imitations of students and counterfeiters. Concerning the alleged Rembrandt drawings, the number is still much higher. Also, the most diverse painted works, so the paintings that are attributed to Rembrandt, do not truly trace back to him, but instead to his wife, Saskia, who lived in deep humility in relation to her great skill and left all the fame to her husband. Also, there are several imitations of his students, as well as obvious forgeries, but these are known as such.
Contact Report 467.
There is the well-known painting The Man with the Golden Helmet, Link, which is attributed to Rembrandt, but of which your daughter Simya Say already said that it was not the work of this man, who was born sometime in 1606 and turned just over 60 years old. He died in 1669, if I'm not mistaken.
That is true. And the painting you mention is in fact not the work of Rembrandt Harmens van Rijn, but that of his student Willem van Kampen, who more than perfectly imitated Rembrandt's painting style and even made it his own. His works, however, were selfishly signed by Rembrandt with his own name, just as he signed many other works of his other pupils, in order to pass them off as his own works and sell them fraudulently as his own works.
And the man wearing the gold helmet in the painting, which is probably a portrait, do you know who he was?
I know that, yes. The man was the father of the Rembrandt pupil Willem van Kampen, and his name was Jacob van Kampen.
Thank you. Then this solves a mystery that has also been causing problems for art experts for some time now, who for years have been repeatedly recognizing so-called Rembrandt paintings as not being produced by him, even though they bore his signature. Yes, the paintings are real, only that they are not by Rembrandt, but by his students. The forgery is only the signature by which Rembrandt fraudulently used the works of his students to represent them as his own paintings.